Let's have a call to order. I'd like to welcome everybody to this evening's meeting. Thank you for your attendance. We encourage you to attend the monthly meetings of the South Cervey Township Board of Supervisors. Roll call. We have 4 supervisors present. We also have Mark Murphy present. He's going to do it via phone this evening. We have our interim manager, our solicitor, our engineers, our finance director, our director of planning and zoning, and Jolene, our can't do without. She's gonna be taking our notes tonight. She's administrative assistant, and we do appreciate her doing that. And let's see if I missed anybody. I think we got it. Okay. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, number 3 on the agenda, public comment time. The Township Board of Supervisors allocates a period of time during this item for those individuals who would like the opportunity to address the Board of Supervisors on any matter. Each person addressing the Board of Supervisors is asked to limit their comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. Mr. Kramer, we have some speakers.
We do. Mr. Kabaki, 242 Fairview.
Yeah, Mike, back me up on Fairview Avenue, Patton is a school area that's forgotten area. Nobody forgets it. Nobody knows it. Number 1, 4 months, I ain't heard a word about the tree. Not one word, not one call, no nothing. And when I was here last time, you said you'd be taking care of it.
We did.
Yeah, you did. You said, those man over there, take care of that. I don't know.
Okay, well, we did take care of it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 2, I don't know. Is there an ordinance in this township or a code? Or can people just park whatever they want to park them wherever they want?
As long as the street parking is allowed, I'm sure there's some restricted areas. Like, Russ, can you speak to that a little bit on the?
Yeah, we do not have a parking ordinance. That was one of the problems when we wanted to do winter maintenance. You aren't allowed to park
The
on the street.
reason I'm asking, I finally found out that the school's gonna be a storage unit. There's a big 40-foot trailer up there. There's 6 trailers up there. The grass ain't never cut. There's a rugs, 4 rugs, rows of rugs, big rugs. The woman across the street said they've been here for a year. Now, what kind of township is it that you let this go on? When we had 3 supervisors, it seemed like they did better than we got 5. I don't know. But the 40-foot trailer and all that, it's just a mess. I mean, they would do better if they tear the school down or something.
They're trying to sell it.
Owns it. I don't know, he must be able to think he can do what he wants to do, but the grass they never cut is high.
Gotcha.
But that's the way you want to live. I mean, you know, we're the forgotten area. Hey, somebody got something, hey, bring it up, Pat. Don't worry about it. They ain't gonna say nothing up there. 10 people don't know. I know. And you're not gonna get away with it, because I'm gonna find out really what the hell's going on. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
Ready?
Is there someone else?
Yeah. Robert Shirley, 173 Verona. All right. Zach Morgan, 197 Van Station.
All right, I believe that we have multiple accuracy.
Okay, Zach Morgan, Van Station Road. I believe we have multiple accuracy, transparency, and misleading figures in the past and current budgets. Our township departments need to do their due diligence before submitting a budget. If we can't get our local government spending under control, good luck with the state and federal. I have 12 points to make. Number one, the 2024 Cipher audit report showed that public safety overspent by 707,000, but I don't see that listed anywhere in the 2024 budget. In fact, we show a surplus in the general budget of 337,844 for 2024. Number two, looking at the preliminary budget, we have a new transfer, pension checking. In 2025, we transferred $100,000 from this account and we didn't budget to do so. Was this to make up a shortfall? In 2026, we're looking to transfer 120,000. We've never pulled money from this account in the past, from 2019 through 24. What is the balance of the funds in that account? Number three, manager's salary. We budgeted 113,120 for 2025 with an estimated actual of 101,61. Mr. Ziegler left the township in August, so that would leave 47,000 unspent, not 12,000 that's listed. Number four, assistant to the manager. This is a separate line item that shows $0 for 2019 through 2026. When we get a new manager, are we going to have an assistant? And if so, we didn't budget for this. Number five, Billy Bell Park. The past budgets show we used anywhere from 7,000 to 8,000. Why are we budgeting 11,000 for 2026? Are we planning an upgrade or replacing something? Number six, Public Works fuel. In 2025, the budget was 46,000 and an estimated actual is 32,050. We're budgeting 46,000 for 2026. Can't this be lowered some to 37,000? Number seven, kudos to the police department for a responsible 2025, 2026 budget. They didn't over budget line items. Number eight, fire department. What does professional services include? This line has doubled from 2023 to current. The amount in 2023 was 11,482. And for 2026, it's 22,500. Nine, fire department fuel. We budgeted 37,750 in 2025, and the estimated actual is 29,250. We're budgeting 37,700 for 2026. Can this be lowered to 33,000? Fire department vehicle maintenance. The budget has been at $30,000 for 2024 and 2025, and now for 2026. Being that we retired the New York Pierce engine and our current fleet is newer trucks with warranties, why wouldn't the maintenance decrease? I also question the accuracy of this report that we budgeted 30,250 for 2025, and the estimated actual is 30,250. The exact same. The capital large fire apparatus, 2025 budget was 217,000 and the estimated budget is 217,000. According to the spreadsheet, the vehicle equipment replacement schedule, we spent 134,553. Should the 2025 estimated actual be the 134,553? For 2026, for this same item,
Mr. Weber,
Yes,
30 seconds over.
wrap it up, will you, Zach?
yes, I got two sentences.
Okay, good.
For 2026, 193,500, but we know that the payment will be 192,169. The 26 budget should be either 192,169 or 192,500 at most. The Park Pavilion is the last one, number 12, Park Pavilion rental income. We show for 25 budget 0 and an estimated actual 0. Did we not rent the pavilions? And why are the Park Pavilion and field rentals archived? The 2026 budget is 0. And for Berry Road, for that's coming up, did we look at possibly doing a NID for this as another possibility? That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Anyone else?
Yeah, there's several more. Do you want Marie and myself to address some of these or no?
No, you don't address that.
Okay. Julie Miller, 10 Lee Avenue.
It's all covered.
Okay, good.
Susan Kohler, 875 Manifold.
For everyone. I was told I
What
should.
is your name?
My name's Susan Kohler.
Oh,
875
Welcome
Manifold
aboard. I
Road.
see your signs and,
Yeah, I
and,
was
uh,
told I'd be a good idea to come introduce myself since,
that's very nice. I'm glad you
so
did.
I just wanted to let you know, I just wanted to introduce myself. Like I said, I'm Susan Kohler, and since I'm running an active write-in for a township tax collector, I thought it would be a good idea to come in. First of all, I want to say Laura Kiesling has done an excellent job for the township. I've had a lot of great conversations with her over the 20 years that I've been a resident here. And she's been such an asset to South Strabane and truly cares about the residents, which is why she, even after she was ready to leave, she approached me concerned about what was going to happen with her position. And that's why I decided to get involved. And she truly is going to be missed. A little bit about myself. I come from a family devoted from the community, politics, and civil service. My mother is a retired librarian from the City of Citizens Library. My father is a retired firefighter from the city of Washington. And my aunt, who's with me today, she works at the local precinct in South Strabane in elections, and she's also a retired nurse. So this is kind of a natural progression for me. I just finished up my career at 36 years at the City of Washington as the finance director. And I started out in 1988 doing delinquent taxes, so I'm kind of going back to my roots with this. I do enjoy the work. I'll be in my 27th year coaching high school track as well. And also in my free time, I'm a lifeguard, so I try to keep myself pretty busy. I've always intended after my career to be more involved in South Strabane and the community, and so this opportunity came at a perfect time. If I'm lucky enough to have the support of the residents in my write-in campaign, I look forward to bringing my knowledge of local government and operations and work ethic to the township of South Strabane. Thank you very much.
Thank you for introducing yourself. Now I know what you look like. Good. Very good. Thank you. And by the way, she'll be given her day here, one evening or one day. Laura Keesling was, she was excellent. Since 1996, she served our township and other surrounding townships very, very well. Top notch. Yeah, very good. I'm glad she offered her assistance to you. Very good. Thank you for that. Okay, next.
Mike Costello, 126 Kelly Drive.
Can I give you guys this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for letting me speak. Mike Costello, 126 Kelly Drive. I had a neighbor went and made like a handball court on the road and a basketball court, and it's just unsightly. And I asked him, can we take it away? And he's like, if you paint over it, I'll paint over it. So I was wondering if the building where the road crew would do it and then send him a bill for time and material, maybe that'll pull him back a hair. Because it doesn't do anything for my property value. And we have all these parks around here. I mean, there's no need for what he did, in my opinion.
What is the address of that?
126. He doesn't have a mailbox number on his house. It's a yellow, well, he's got the basketball hoop in front of it.
And this is a handball court.
I don't know what it is. It's got red stripes down it. It's huge. I mean, if you see the pictures.
Okay,
I mean, but that's all. Thank you.
okay, thank you. Oh, yeah.
Is it a
pictures.
cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
Get your phone number.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
All right. Here, you got it.
Okay, Mr. Kramer, is there someone else?
That is it.
Okay, thank you very much.
I do have one question, but I didn't know until after I sat down. and-
Okay, that's all right.
Okay, do I need more?
Yeah, come on up. Tell us who you are and, yeah. We encourage us here. You come on in here and tell us what's going on.
Okay, my name's Teresa Shape. I live on Sunset Boulevard. And what he's saying is right. There's a lot, they've had like 8 trailers across the road and that's a big camper at the Patton
You're
School.
talking about the patent school?
Yeah, but
okay.
that's not why I was good. I just had a question. Last week, the Observer had a little blurb in it about a new data center possibly out on Zedeker. But I don't see anything here.
Well, if you give me a chance, I'm gonna speak to it tonight, okay?
Okay.
Very short amount of time to let you know what we know about it, okay? What the board knows about it.
Okay, I was just surprised after
Yep.
what I've read about them. I just
Yeah,
wondered
we've
why it
heard-
wasn't.
We've heard from other people. I've heard from other people, I
Okay.
think, about that. So I appreciate you coming up and
Okay,
saying that.
thank you.
I will speak to it to let you know what we know. Okay. Anyone else? Last minute thoughts or something? You already had time. Go ahead, go, Jack.
I urge the board not to vote, no on his budget for the accuracy of it and the misleading video.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you for your opinion. Okay, let's go to number 4, meeting minutes. Need a motion. Oh, we did. Okay, let's go to 4 meeting minutes, please. Need a motion to approve the Board of Supervisors regular meeting minutes on September 23rd, 2025. Thank you, Mr. Bolts. Second, Russ, okay. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Okay, good. All right. All right, Board of Supervisors budget meeting, October 6th, 2025. Need a motion, please. Thanks, Jeff. Second. Thank you, Mr. Grego. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mark. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0, as did the previous one. Board of Supervisors budget meeting, October 7th, 2025. Need a motion, please. Thanks, Jeff. Need a second.
Second.
Thanks, Mr. Grego. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. And the last one, Board of Supervisors budget meeting on October 15th, 2025. Need a motion, please. Thanks, Jeff. Need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Grego. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Number 5, financial business. Need a motion for the approval of the payrolls for the periods of August 31st, 2025 through September 13th, 2025, September 14th, 2025 through September 27th, 2025, and September 28th, 2025 through October 11th, 2025, and bills for the period September 20th, 2025 through October 24th, 2025. Motion, please. Thanks, Jeff. Need a second.
Second.
Thanks, Mr. Grego. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Thank you. Opposed? No. Motion carries 4-1. Okay, announcements and recognitions. Our first is going to be Kathy Pinkowski from our Citizens Library. And what they do every year, we have an annual report from the library. Come on up, Kath, at the podium. And we like to hear from them and let them know what's going on down there, what the progress of the library program is. And the township does make a contribution to the public library every year.
I missed her annual thing, by the way.
Thank you again for having us. And on behalf of the Board of Directors and our director, I want to thank you for allowing us to tell you what's been going on in the last year. So we've been very busy. If you look in your packet, I'm going to be very brief because you have a long meeting. The first handout you have is our summer reading program. So it has all the statistics that we did. And as you can see, South Strabane is absolutely the largest user of Citizens Library. We had a 25% increase from 2024. We had over 267 signups, 457 grab and go bags, 1,600 programs attendance. And at the end of the program, we have a summer extravaganza at Mingo Creek Park for the 14 Washington County libraries. And we had 327 people attend. Most were South Strabane residents. The next thing you see is some of our calendars and our events that we have planned. We have been very busy. We actually had to hire another maintenance man.
Speak up about some of those programs, because these folks are just hearing it for the first time.
Oh, sure. If you look,
One you want to highlight. You know?
well, if you look at, I have in your packet 2025 programs. So we have heart health, we have blood drives, we have teen health, we had Rachel Carson, cancer programs, diabetes, cyber schools. We have yoga, let me talk about the Down syndrome program for a second. So we have a member of our community that moved back to the area, and she has a child with Down syndrome. She asked if we can open our library once a month for parents and children to attend. We started with 0. 25 families are now in attendance at our library. And it's a great program. They don't have to go to Pittsburgh. We work with, as a community hub, which we feel we should be. Let me just name some of the, we have worked with the city mission. We have 40 cards for them to do electronic programming, and they had 750 residents last year go through our program with our databases. We work with EQT, WQED, the Washington School District, the Salvation Army. We work with domestic violence. We work with the NAACP. We have Medicare programs. As you were aware, you were there. We had a program with the Bar Association, How to Kill a Witch, it was called. And we had well over 100 people attend. We have the WSO come. And all of these programs are free to our community, but it does come at a cost to us. Is why we rely on support from the municipalities, the townships, as per the state. So you will see a slight increase we're asking for this year, just to keep us going. And the last thing I'm going to end with is, we hear over and over, our library's relevant. Well, if you don't know, we are a consortium of 20 libraries in Washington, Green, and Fayette. We're called WAGN. We started this 11 years ago. So I have a current from January 1st to October 7th. And if you look, we had 649,000 items thus far go through. Those are physical books and materials. Last year, we had 790,000. So far this year, we've had 28,000 downloadable books for Libby. We also offer baby and toddler story times. We offer story times 9:30 and 10:30 once a week. We have team programming. We did a trunk or treat Friday. We had 275 people come through the library. So we were really proud too. If you know the Lemoyne Center, they have a camp challenge every year. And this year we had 5 groups come as a, I guess it was their field trip from kindergarten through 6th grade. And it was a wonderful program. We probably had 52 students come through. So we're working very hard with minimal staff, and we're trying to serve. But South Strabane is one of the largest users, which why we are glad that you asked us to come and tell
Very
you
good to hear.
what we are
Glad to
doing.
hear.
Yes. So once
Thank
again,
you very much.
and thank you, and for all your support over the years.
Thank you very much. Okay, Michelle, I see you over there. Parks and Rec. Want to give us an update on what's going on?
Okay, so we just recently had our trunk or treat at South Strabane Township Community Park. The trick or treaters kept arriving in groups. We had, it was a little bit, we had some steady customers or trick or treaters. And we were pleased to have the Trinity lacrosse team came this year to be a trunk for us. And they actually set up a, I'm sorry, it wasn't lacrosse, it was the hockey. They set up a hockey net, and the kids were able to use the hockey net and to test their skills. And we had Excel Martial Arts there, which that we were happy to have them there. And we had a township supervisor there, had a decorated tractor that was a big hit. I think a lot of the kids were fascinated more with the tractor than they were with the candy. So, and he was giving out pumpkins too. So I think they kind of like that. And the South Strabane Township Fire Department was there. Mr. Mako, we missed you.
I'll be the next.
Okay. So you all heard that. He's going to be there next year. We have a spot right for you. So the weather was great. We had music playing and the kids had fun. So I think all in all, it was a successful little event for us. We have the bus trip coming up on the 22nd to Light Up Night over in Pittsburgh. They'll be on the Gateway Clipper with dinner, music, and dancing. So unfortunately, it's all sold out, but you're probably going to miss out on a good time. And then next up is our children's breakfast with Santa on December 6th from 10 to 2 at the Fire Hall on Oak Springs Road. There will be a catered breakfast by Philomeno's Catering. We have a craft for the kids. We have our spin art machine that we're going to have there. We're going to play a movie. And of course, the big guy's going to be there as well with gifts for the little ones. And after that, we'll be gearing up for next year. So we're excited to start planning for next year. And we hope to see some of you attend some of our events.
Michelle, once again, thank you to the rec board for providing those activities.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
It's appreciated.
We enjoy it.
Yeah, I
We
know
have a
you
great
do.
team. So we
And
do.
the people like it too. We
Yeah.
hear about it.
So, and we'd like to have some new ideas too, some feedback from the community too, to see some different ideas of things that they want to do. Cause we are doing this for our community and it's a great, it feels great to be a part of it and we want to do what we can for our community.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Take the microphone, Rick.
Folks, we're still in the process of trying to bring on a township manager. We've gone through a number of interviews. And I can tell you at this point is I can't give you a name. So we're going to continue to take care of it. And all supervisors here, led by the interim manager and our finance director and all folks, we're keeping things afloat and keeping things on. And we don't always hear good things, but most of the time it's a smooth ride and we take care of business and get the job done. And I want to thank my fellow board members, my solicitor, the township manager, director, the planner, everyone and the staff over here. They're really conscientious. They take care of your township for you. And I do appreciate that. It gives us, we've had a lot more time to put in. And sometimes say, what do you guys do anyways? But we're putting a lot of time in. We're watching the place pretty well and taking care of business and making sure we don't fall back and let things go. So once again, a big thank you for the staff and my fellow board members for contributing to what we have to do here until we find out put a township manager on board. Okay. Now the next item, and we all got information on this. I don't mind telling you to start off with. I was watching TV, a little news a little night, and I heard something about data center and the Zedeker area. I just got the tail end of it. I got up 4 o'clock in the morning, brushed my teeth, so I get over here and I can start doing some research on this thing. I have found some things out about it. So let me do a couple of things here to help you understand, because people have been asking me about it, and it was in the newspaper. I don't know how to make a newspaper. I mean, we had nothing. We had no knowledge of that. We were caught off guard on the newspaper article too. Okay. So I'm going to read something to you. I hope you. I can school sometime. You don't want to hear the teacher read something, but I'm going to read something to you. This is what a data center is. I think you know, but data center, a commercial use of one or more buildings designed and intended primarily to house computer, networking, and communication systems, equipment, and components, such as routers, switches, firewalls, servers, storage systems, and application delivery controllers. For storing, processing, managing, transmitting, and backing of electronic data necessary for the operation of a business, enterprise, institution, or other similar organizational entity. A data center also includes accessory and supporting public utilities, for example, substations, switch stations, infrastructure systems, mechanical equipment, components, and environmental controls. For example, air conditioning or cooling towers, fire suppression, redundant backup power supplies, redundant data communications connections, and enhanced security. I know I read that to you, but get an idea to get a feel for what's going on there, so you know what's going on. I'm not gonna tell you sitting here, I'm not an expert on it. I'll tell you that because it's a new and progressive thing that's come on fast. And if you now, since this has happened, you need to watch the news and you see in the newspaper, other areas are being confronted by this and people are reacting in different ways for having a data center in their community. Here's where we are so far. After reading that, it's the area down by Zedeker Station, okay? You know where Zedeker Station Road? I think you all know. If you lived here long enough, you know exactly where that is. And it's the zone industrial 1 and 2 down there, okay? The area there. I suppose they're focused on. We are in ordinance development right now. So we can provide guidelines if someone has approaches. No one to this day has applied for anything here. Nobody's come forward. We have no information at all. This is all conjecture, primarily on my part, okay? And I'm sure the fellow can probably feel the same way. So if that would happen, we gotta have a hearing on the ordinance. You have to have a hearing on whether you want a data center in this community or not. Everybody here in this community can have their say, okay? But we're not at that stage yet. Like I said, there's been no application to put a data center in our community. So it's really something just talking in the air like I'm doing right now, because there's nothing concrete to focus on. And some of the people have talked to me about this, they're worried about water and electricity concerns, and they have legitimate concerns there too. Now, like I said, there has been no contact, and except for the article to newspaper, how it got there, I'll never know. Any newspaper people here tonight? Where'd you find that? I mean, I don't know how you originated that article. Like I said, it was on TV too. So I don't know where that all came from. I can't answer that. And like I said, it's conjecture. You know?
Commissioners possibly.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, that's conjecture. But anyways, there has been no application. So if there is, you'll know about it, and you'll be able to react to it. So that's where it sits right now. And I'd like to turn it into discussion, but like I said, I don't know enough about it. There's no application. Well, we will. Yeah, we will. Yeah. He might have forgotten about us temporarily or something. Yeah, good.
Also, there's been a lot, because I didn't know much about it until I heard it at Springdale. They're fighting with tooth and nail, so I've got like 42 pages of what it entails for communities and, the diesel, electricity, the water.
Yeah.
It's a big ticket item, and it employs 10 people, by the way, once it's built.
Yeah, there's not much employment. The biggest employment is constructing the building, and that's where the work comes into, I guess. But like I said, other than the information I was just giving you, there's not much more I can say to you unless you know something I don't know. But that's where we are, okay? And I just wanted to bring it up tonight because people have asked us about it, Laney?
I read this also in the paper. I did it right off the line. Because I'm old, but I keep in touch with what's happening. And everything I have heard prior to this about data centers is your electric bills come to trouble for everyone. I mean, everybody thought the gas industry, because somebody was going to make money. Everyone's going to lose. And I just want everyone to do their best to research this before they make any kind of decision. There's a lot of research out there, and none of it is really.
Thanks, Laney.
Mr. Weber. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I think there's 3 takeaways here. Number one, it's being marketed for sale. It could be sold for anything. Number one. Number two, they think it's a great location for that. That's the reason this has come up. And I think that because of natural resources that are out there and its proximity to the mine that was there at one time, there's a lot of infrastructure already in place that'll save costs to build one. The other thing is we're working on the ordinance for that. We're finally getting the solar ordinance off. There's a lot of things that can come to South Maine, and you need to regulate them. In my opinion, especially solar, because what do you do when the solar panels are wore out and the people just bankrupt the LLC that owes them, and then the community's stuck with that? So, and we're working on, there's a battery reserves, because we've been approached to do that at my mother's house. And there's a lot of things, and we are working on it. We are attempting to be proactive, like a lot of other municipalities. So if the planning commission can everybody get on the same page, we can hopefully get all this done by the 1st of the year.
Mr. Baker, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Weber. This whole thing is brand new. It's moving quickly. we've already drafted and adopted solar farm ordinances, PSES, what we call it, principal system energy storage. But we've already adopted these at different places. So we're trying to be upfront. We're trying to be in front of the ball rather than behind the ball. So we already have a solar farm ordinance that's been considered. And I think it also has a situation where if these things have to be, they get abandoned, whatever, there will be a bond put in place by the developer that if something does happen, that bond will cover any decommissioning costs. And there's a different, and we also have, I think there's a 5-year or 10-year situation where that the developer, that there'll be an examination to see what it costs to decommission. So we already have something in place that needs to be adopted. It's been sitting there for a number of months now. But we also have a data center ordinance too. And I took a seminar a number of months ago, and out in the eastern part of the state, they have a lot of these data centers or data centers, however you use the word. They take a great deal of electricity. In fact, out in the eastern part of the state, when you have development, here we always ask, do you have capacity for sewage? Do you have capacity for water? In the eastern part of the state now, you have to have capacity for electricity. Do you have electricity? Because there are problems with that. And I know I have in one township, out on River, it's Cumberland Township, we have a data center that I just saw the other day that they're going to be putting near village of Nemacolin. So I'm already familiar with these. We do have something here. We talked to Mark the other day, Mr. Murphy at the office. We had something else going on. And he had the idea about decommissioning a data center. This is all new, but I thought that's a good idea. God bless you. And we're going to amend the draft to include decommission because I grew up in a coal mining town called Vesterburg. And back in the old days, the coal mines, basically, they would mine the coal and they left the slate dumps all over the place. And they sat there for decades. So we have to be cognizant of what they've done before. They take the money, they take what they want, and they'll leave the residue. So Mr. Murphy had a good idea, and I talked to Grant, and he's going to put something in there saying that if they ever are abandoned or they quit working, that there'll have to be a bond put in place to decommission the same. So it's a big concern. Now, right before the meeting today, and I was talking to TJ about it, I got an email, I got a phone call from another township here in Washington County where we have a company that wants to mine cryptocurrency at a well pad. And basically what they're doing, they're going to put they already have, or they're putting in electric generators to create electricity to do crypto mining, which I just heard that for the first time today. So that's a new thing that I just got. In fact, I got the information from that township about what's going on. The person wants to do a conditional use to do that type of job on that website, on that well site. So these are things that are happening. Now, I think we've given the township a lot of our experience and what we've drafted so that we can be proactive rather than reactive. So these are things coming down. Like I said, this one today about mining at a well site caught me off guard today. So that's a new one for me.
Thank you, Mr.
I
Mayor.
think Mr. Zipko hit the nail on the head, and that's one of my main concerns with a lot of these things. They're raising our power rates, and our rates have gone up enough in the last 3 to 4 years since COVID. We don't need that. And I think if everybody wants to do something to help the situation, we have a state senator and we have a state representative and we have a PUC that, we need to speak to them to say, hey, if they get approved, okay, and sometimes you can't stop it, but if they get approved, they either provide their own or they pay to the upgrades to the grid for what they need, not us ratepayers.
And another thing you have to be worried about is what they call injection wells for carbon capture. You know what those are? Those where they take the gas or something and they take the hydrocarbons out and they took the carbon dioxide, they put that stuff back into the ground, and which causes, it's called carbon capture. This is your green energy stuff. And they stick that in the ground, but that they have to go get permits for that from the DEP. That's another thing you have to start worrying about too. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Mickle. I'll
All
tell you
right,
what,
that's all I
folks, we could talk about this the next 2 hours, but we don't know enough. We don't have solid information. But I would say this to you, just a minute, Jane. I would say this to you, get all the information you can, pay attention. Comes our turn, there's an application, come on in. But if you have information ahead of time, let me know. Like I
Mr.
said, I don't sit up there like an expert at this stuff. I'm not. I mean, I don't know it any better than anyone else. So, any information you can bring forward to the township, we'd appreciate it. Lady, go ahead.
There's just one other comment. On solar, and I want to be aware of that they can actually. They have these high powered electric lines and they run right in.
Okay, thanks, lady. Okay, Jeannie, go ahead.
Reading about it, I know there is a giant data center in Western Virginia, and they are finishing up a huge one near Columbus, Ohio. So we are right in the line with doing that. But what this lady said about Nick Sherman, which brought to mind the Washington Mall, was all a county commissioner thing before you all knew about it. So my suggestion is to you all, South Stream supervisors, be a little bit more proactive about it and meet with the county commissioners and ask these questions before we read it in the paper and say, it's coming.
Jeannie, I'll let you, we were proactive on call. We knew about that. And this one here, you're right. We're not gonna stand still. We'll find out what's going on. We'll get involved here. We'll be proactive for what you said. We will. We'll get on our horse and take care of it. Okay, if you don't mind, let's wrap this up.
Mr.
okay?
Weber.
Great.
Probably important to note that whether we have an application submitted or not, the township is looking at the ordinance, and there will likely be a public hearing in December to address that and 3 other ordinances that are coming along. So that is an opportunity to actually provide feedback on how the ordinance will be crafted long term.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, everyone. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we can put the draft up. They're sizable.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Okay. All right, the next, let's move on. Township reports and presentations. We're gonna have our annual MS4 program presentation by Marissa Berletti from KLH Engineers, but I'll read this for the record. A municipal separate storm sewer system MS4 report. The Board of Supervisors allocates a period of time during this item for comments regarding the topic of stormwater. Each person addresses the Board of Supervisors asked to limit their comments to make it 3 minutes. We'll address those comments after Marissa gives you a report, okay?
You want me to do that now or after?
No, you do your report. I get more food for thought. Well, maybe have more or less questions.
Okay.
Good evening. It's good to see you guys again. We have a full house here. Does everyone come here for me?
That's part of it.
All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. I wanted to ask, since we have a full house, how many of you have heard my presentation before? Who's here? Okay. All right. Well, for those of you who haven't, my name is Marissa Berletic. I'm with KLH Engineers, and I have had the pleasure of coming in annually and doing this for South Strabane for the past couple of years now. So tonight it's about their municipal separate storm sewer systems permit, which you'll learn about here. So the topics for discussion: general information, what is an MS4, why care about stormwater, what are the requirements under the MS4, South Strabane MS4 requirements, specifically new permit changes, minimum control measures, and best management practices, the pollution reduction plan, PRP updates, what services KLH has provided for the township and where the township is currently at with their PRP, and then the next steps, what the township needs to do in order to keep staying in compliance. I'm going to make this super quick with the MCMs. So, but what is an MS4? It's, like I said, the municipal separate storm sewer systems, MS4. That's where the 4 S's come from. And it's a drainage system or conveyance, including municipal streets, catch basins, inlets, curbs, gutters, ditches, so on and so forth, storm sewers, actual piping, that are owned and operated by the municipality that is not a part of a combined sewer system or a sanitary system. And then the MS4 program is administered by the EPA to comply with the stormwater regulations associated with the Federal Clean Water Act. And then that is managed by the Department of Environmental Protection, PADEP. Municipalities are bound to an MS4 permit when any part of the municipal boundary has urbanized area, which is determined by the US Census data. And then why do we care about it? Well, we need to protect our stormwater, from entering the waterways of the Commonwealth to avoid any type of pollution that's entering. And then also because of that, we want to make sure that our fish and wildlife and everything are also protected from that specific pollution. Stormwater is not sent to a treatment system like sanitary is, so that's why it's very important that we control our pollution entering our waterways. Then as far as the specific requirements under the MS4 permit, you have to develop a stormwater management plan, which is done through your MCMs and your pollution reduction plan. And then with that, following the MCMs, which there are 6, and then also the pollution reduction plan, as I mentioned. So the South Strabane Township specific requirements, you guys are actually under an individual permit instead of a general permit because you discharge to high quality, exceptional value waters, which I believe is more south of South Strabane, like the bottom part. But there's really no difference between the individual and general other than just timeframes and deadlines and stuff like that. But the renewal for the MS4 permit was submitted to DP August 3rd, 2023. And then the renewed permit was issued to the township this past February with an effective date of March 1st, 2025. So nothing has changed really other than different type of language being removed. So for example, the pollutant control measures were removed from the new permit, which just relate to each Appendix A, Appendix B, Appendix C, which are just streams that are impaired with PCBs, metals, fecal, of that sort. And then here you see a picture down at the bottom that just is a part of the DEP MS4 requirements table, that what stream is under what appendix. They also removed the pollutant reduction plan requirement language in this new permit, but that does not mean that you are, avoiding any pollutant control measures or pollutant reduction plan projects in this permit term. You're still bound by last permit term. They added new dates with, like I said, no changes to the actual MCMs. And then annual reports are still to be submitted by the September 30th deadline. So MCM1, I'm going to briefly go through this. Public education and outreach. It's how you provide education to the public based on stormwater management. And you could do that through booklets, different types of flyers and brochures. And you need to hold at least one public meeting before March 15th of 2028 now, since you're in a new permit. So this counts. MCM2 is your public involvement and participation plan. How are you getting the public involved? What kind of events can you do to continue that annually? Things such as, these board meetings, these count, presentations, any kind of like stormwater activity with kids, that also counts. And like I said, presentation at this meeting counts towards MCM2. Illicit discharge detection and elimination plan. This is all your field work involvement, screening your outfalls, making sure your mapping is up to date, etc. So they say now that you're under this new permit, you want to make sure that you're doing at least 20% of your outfalls each year, so that at the end of the 5th year after the permit is expiring, you want to make sure that 100% has been completed of your outfall screenings. And then MCM 4 and 5 go together and deal with your construction site and post-construction stormwater management. You do have obligations under these, even though you are relying on the PA statewide program, and that's just through Chapter 102 permits with conservation districts, et cetera, for any type of development stuff. But you want to make sure that you're not issuing a permit, like a building permit, unless the developer has an approved NPDES permit for the Chapter 102. So just make sure, they do have that in hand prior to issuing a permit for building. And then as far as the MCM5, you want to make sure that you keep updating and maintain this ongoing list, right, of all of your post-construction stormwater management facilities, ponds, rain gardens, whatever type of BMP that the developer is going to implement for post-construction stormwater management. You want to make sure that you put it in this list that we have developed to keep track of, if there are any issues. And we've discussed this before, which I believe I'll touch on with the next slide. But if you need to do inspection or the developer isn't maintaining their facility well, you want to make sure that you have this information for contact and who's going to be the best call to make that change. And then MCM6 is your pollution prevention and housekeeping. That's your Department of Public Works and how they're managing and operating, making sure that no pollution is happening within their facilities, such as the salt shed and the Public Works garage, any type of parks and rec facilities, all of that wants to be maintained. And if anything were to change, you would just want to make sure that you update this document to show, what responsibilities the Public Works is doing as needed, et cetera. And then as far as the pollution reduction plan updates go, we have some exciting news. So KLH has been working with DEP, going back and forth on some mapping changes to parse out area for your sediment load reduction requirements. And what we've realized is that the original PRP didn't really account for any areas that could be parsed, such as MPDS permitted sites, any type of area that is just strictly stormwater runoff, things of that nature. So we dove into it and we were able to get an 85% reduction from the original proposed PRP, which means as of right now, which let me see if I can point this out. So sorry for the folks who are online, you're not going to be able to see my laser, but the original approved plan, the 10% reduction requirement that you guys were required with was 362,631 pounds of sediment per year. So those projects were 5 stream bank restorations, 1 vegetative open channel. We had recommended not doing that many stream bank restorations unless you can help with the volume and rate upstream, because at the end of the day, you could end up just having it get washed out from not controlling that runoff upstream of where you're actually doing the stream bank restoration. So however, the revised plan is showing only 55,064 pounds per year. So that means you only have to do probably a couple projects such as ponds or rain gardens, whatever can get you there, which some of the projects that we have previously discussed were Driscoll Park Rain Gardens, Lakeview Park, that wetland retrofit, Glory Drive, which would be a ponds and series, Manifold Road, that is a stream bank restoration, but that can be done because of what's upstream. And then the newest and greatest, Donnan Avenue and Michigan Avenue, there was a perfect spot for a pond, which Kevin is not here, I don't believe, but I'm sure you guys know about that. If not, talk to Kevin or us. But yeah, so this is a big deal. However, we did submit the revised PRP mapping for those changes for this number to DEP. So they need to approve it first before that's actually finalized. fingers crossed. I hope they will. But I feel pretty positive and pretty confident that what we did is going to get approved. So why was a PRP revision recommended? As I mentioned, the parsing, there wasn't a lot of parsing in the first place, which we have implemented into the revision. And then the projects, as I mentioned, also the stream bank restoration, they can count great on paper, but in realistic or reality, it's a lot of maintenance upkeep and could be a down factor in the end if you're not controlling that stormwater upstream. And the mapping changes, there were a lot of mapping discrepancies between what we currently had from the past, I guess, the first couple of years of the permit. 2018, there were a lot of missing inlets and missing connectivity. So my recommendation moving forward is make a mapping, like the mapping a priority, because there were a lot of assumptions that had to be made as well because of that. So just make sure that you guys are keeping mapping kind of a number one so that you know what's going on with your infrastructure, if it needs replaced, and so on and so forth. So next steps, continue implementing and review the MCM documents annually, determine outreach materials, target audiences, so on and so forth throughout the reporting period. So all the MCM stuff. And then begin your outfall screenings. Make sure you're completing the 20% per year through March 15th, 2030. Correct and update GIS storm sewer mapping, as I was just discussing. Update the township's PCSM BMP inventory to keep that up to date. And then you also want to develop a system to communicate annual O&M for those BMPs at HOAs, and implement some sort of annual communication and spot inspection procedures. Previously, we mentioned creating some sort of agreement or sending out a letter to all of the developers and those owners to submit to you guys a annual list of O&M that has been completed for that previous year, so you know that they're actually maintaining their facilities. Complete trainings annually via PA Clean Water. They have free trainings, which I think Jordan, Kevin, and Jeff have actually completed some of those as well in the past. Follow next steps for the revised PRP, identify mechanisms to fund the township's MS4 responsibilities, including required PRP projects, and then document everything. That's all. Any questions?
Very good, Bruce. You got through that pretty quickly. Yeah.
Good.
Any of the board members have any questions?
Yeah, I want to thank you and Rob. Those reductions are huge. I mean, Rob has set us down. We've discussed this in the past. They were darn near unobtainable. I mean, you could throw millions of dollars at it, you still couldn't obtain it. So.
Right. And, I've been reporting that we're flirting around a 60% reduction because quite frankly, as we're working through this and I'm seeing those numbers, I'm like, I'm not going to say these out loud until we get to the point with DEP that I'm comfortable with where we are. But the back and forth interaction we've had with DEP has been minuscule, and we should adjust this. I don't like where pull this back 100 feet. It's been really, really minuscule changes to the mapping. I'm pretty sure that by the time when we finally get this back from DEP, when they review it, it may not be 85%. This is probably going to be closer to 80%, but it's still a significant reduction from where we started. That's huge. And actually, where we found ourselves, when we were kind of preparing to make this submission to DEP, we almost started looking at it like, all right, where do we have areas where we know we have problems that we might be able to solve and kind of kill two birds with one stone? We actually started adding areas back in to make sure that if we do those projects, you'll get credit for them. Yeah. This situation with the emergency repair down in Michigan, that's one of those that it was right on the fringe of where it would have gotten credit. We pulled the planning area back down, added more to the planning area, but made sure that future project, if it goes through, will actually fall within that planning area, so you get credit for it. So yeah, I mean, credit is to Marissa and her team in the office. They've done a phenomenal job with doing that stuff.
honestly, since we're talking about this right now, I think the biggest challenge we have here, it's probably twofold. Number one, we've tried to do a lot. We try to keep a lot of the tasks and the things we need to try to accomplish in-house. I think after 2 years of trying to go down that road, it's been really difficult. We've put tools in place, but it's just a matter of having the manpower and the time to do it. It seems like the answer to everything is Public Works will do that. Public Works can do certain things, but they have so many other things going on. It's become increasingly difficult to have them available to do things like outfall screenings, the inspections on the stormwater facilities. We put together a whole inspection form linked through your GIS that all they have to do is go out and populate the forms in the field. The problem is they don't have time to do it. We've gone out with them several times. We've done trainings with them. And once we finish that, we do that piece. It's like, hey, did you get, oh, I haven't had a chance to. And it's those types of things we hear back and forth. Even to the point of, populating and updating that list of PCSMs within the township. That's something that we could spend time on, but it's like, we want to use our staff here and that's 100% fine. But the problem is it's not getting done. It's kind of, we're falling behind on that stuff.
Is this something that an intern could do, a summer intern?
You could probably have an intern on the research. You could probably have an intern do something like that. Sure.
Maybe that would be, because,
That's not a bad idea.
Kevin can only do so much and the Public Works is busy.
I mean, the research is going back through all the old developer records and going to the courthouse and looking through and doing file reviews with the conservation district and kind of recreating that old record. And a lot of the older developments within the township, there's just nothing for them. We've gone through the Public Works files several times and the stuff just doesn't seem to be there. So the next piece to this is, we have all those PRP projects and things that, and again, it is an unfunded mandate, and the DEP will recognize that. We have to come up with some way to put some type of a funding stream in place. What that looks like, and again, the idea of the stormwater fee, we've started down that road with the past 2 managers, and then we have a change, and it kind of just falls off there. It gains a little bit of momentum, then it falls off. Again, it's not a popular thing, but neither is raising millage. So you can fit a stormwater fee that stays minimum on your individual residential homeowners and then impacts your commercial development more. And that's kind of the road we were going down. That's what we've done in other places. It's worked out fairly well. And again, though, get a little bit of momentum and we have a switch in management and that whole thing falls off. But that's something that.
Hey, Rob, what kind of fee you talking about? How much?
It just depends on where you're at and what your goals are. You set it according to what we would do is we'd set the baseline. So everybody who's essentially all residential property owners, and this is kind of where we started. We started with looking at the amount of evaluating the number of the amount of impervious surface in a typical residential property. And we kind of started doing that. We had a list going, and then you find that place where you cut that off, and anything above that is a flat fee. And you guys we look at that, and everything above that gets adjusted based on that flat fee. Is kind of think of like an EDU on a source system. We have more impervious surface. You start with that baseline, and then that multiplies out with the bigger commercial development.
Okay, Rob. Russ, you have any questions? George? No, sir. Mr. Maple, do you have any?
Yeah, I emailed us that presentation.
That's what I was gonna ask. If I can get a copy of it.
You have it, right?
Yeah.
Just share with you.
Emails.
And if you would be kind enough to email.
The impacts of this storm. Now, travel was already getting difficult as we made our way to parts of the island this afternoon. Down trees, flooded roads, down.
The last 2 times that you said that was presented to the township, you would email all the supervisors a copy of that.
The prior presentations?
No, where you talked about what you talked to it. Was there anything ever put in writing about a stormwater fee?
No, because we were going down the road. We were asked to look into it. I think the Board of Supervisors.
We just
asked
talked
the
about
manager-
that. We talked about
manager
that
to look at it.
before.
Yeah. And I could share some background on some of the things we've done in some other communities. West Mifflin's a great example.
I think the good news is the DEP seems to be managing expectations a little bit better.
That is true, because, you know, if we're for lack of a better term, dragging our feet a little bit on this, now Driscoll moving forward, if Driscoll's taken to completion, if all the phases of Driscoll that were in that concept plan get done, I think it's at 15% of what we need.
I know it was around like 28,000 pounds.
Rob, Marissa, didn't you want to hear or have any questions about stormwater?
Enough about stormwater.
Yeah.
10-4.
Yeah, we don't, anybody online, Kristen? Anybody have any questions?
Happy to share.
No?
I don't see any hands. Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good
Thank you.
job. Well done. Okay, let's, Township Manager Report, Mr. Kramer.
Couple quick items. The fall leaf collection is currently underway. Yesterday was the first collection day. It'll continue on Mondays through December 1st. And there are leaf bags available for residents in the township office as well, if anyone needs them. Halloween times, hopefully most people have seen, we adjusted those and moved them up by 30 minutes to 5 p.m. start to try to give folks a little bit more time to make it to the Trinity football playoff game. So again, that'll be 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., but it is still on Friday, October 31st. It's on Halloween. Quick development updates. There's a lot going on, as most people probably see. Marshall's is under construction at Dick's, the old Dick's Sporting Goods in South Strabane and Strabane Square. They have all their permits currently issued. We're not sure when they plan to open yet. Panda Express is nearing completion. They have a tentative completion towards the end of this month. Seven Brew Coffee, as I'm sure many have seen, had an occupancy permit issued. Burn Boot Camp, which is going in Park Place near the magistrate's office. They also had their occupancy permit issued. They should be opening soon. Walmart just did a grand reopening of their store after a significant renovation. Harbor Freight is currently in plan review, and I believe they are about to get their building permit based on some emails that we received today. Dunkin' Donuts also just underwent a significant upgrade, and they were issued a new occupancy permit. And 18 Carats, there is a new office building, or I'm sorry, a new suite on 136, the old Swan building. So those are the current things that we have, or the major projects that are underway.
What about the next page? You get the next page?
Yeah, these are all ones that I think everyone's aware of.
Just a little thing too, because people ask me about, ask all of us about Menards. I called them not too long ago, and they're still coming. They're on the list, and they're redesigning the type of building they put up. They're going through that right now, and also they're working their management team out a little bit differently now. So they said there's some holdups right now, but South Strabane Township is still on the list. That's up by the Hobby Lobby area where Menards would go when they do show up. Okay.
And final item, the offices will be closed in November on November 4th for Election Day and November 11th.
Thank you very much. Everyone, you have the Secretary Treasurer's report. So let's move on to the Township Solicitor. Anything?
Yes, Mr. Weber, as I stated before, we've been involved with training ordinances for a battery energy system ordinance, a data center ordinance. We're also looking at some other different things to help the township be more proactive. And we've also been involved in some matters involving some developments that we've been involved with. So we're trying to get those resolved. So hopefully we'll get those things resolved within the next few weeks. That's about it.
Engineer, you want to add anything to it, or you want to talk about Driscoll or something like that?
Yeah. So 537 plan update. The plan is currently advertised for public comment.
Would you just briefly tell folks what the 537 plan is?
The 537 plan is your sewage facilities planning for the township. That's a township level for the future expansion of sanitary sewage service throughout the township. That particular plan will be used and incorporated into WEJA's regional 537 plan development, in which all of the tributary communities to WEJA are preparing a plan, providing that to WEJA, and WEJA will compile all of them into a regional plan. So yeah, the planning agencies, all the necessary planning agencies have been notified, and the plan is out there for public comment. There's a hard copy of the plan here at the township for review. And Jillian also posted that to the township's website. So if people want to just check that out on the website, they can do so. I'm not touching anything stormwater related. We're working on the HOP for Farley and Locust. I was hoping to be able to tell you that that had been submitted. It hasn't yet. So we got a little bit of a holdup, but we'll get that taken care of here shortly. Station 44-188 improvements is under construction. I did reach back out to Valley today. And then we've been asked to prepare a permit application for replacement of a stream culvert over near Michigan and Donnan. And we are moving forward with that as well.
What about Driscoll? How, any movement on that or where?
Driscoll's been transferred.
Okay. I'm good. Thank you. TJ? TJ's with Banks and Engineering. He's our quality control guy now. He's taking care of Burkett Manor and also Meadows Landing, folks. He'll be working with you. Go ahead.
Thanks, Mr. Weber. I'm TJ Stevens with Banks and Engineers. Just going to pass along a couple things here. We are running with the sidewalk inspections at Burkett Manor. We have a good system going now with the home builders up there. They'll give us some notice when they need inspection done. We'll go out, we'll inspect the forms, make sure they're in compliance with all of our requirements, and then we will also be there when the pour is occurring. So in speaking with your staff here, we talked about getting you that inspection report data on a monthly basis. So we'll pull that together for the end of the month and provide that down to the township. We are working on, we've wrapped up the grant application for the roadway improvements at Berry and Manifold. I have a copy of that here with me. I know it's on the agenda to talk about tonight. If that resolution is approved, I'll leave that copy here and we can get that turned into the redevelopment authority.
What's the deadline for that?
Tomorrow, 4 p.m.
Good. Very good.
We're waiting until the last minute. But
CJ, gotta be proactive. Get that deadline. Go ahead.
And then Driscoll, we're been provided a couple pieces of information on that. We're waiting to see if there's anything else that's available, and then we'll move ahead with that. So unless there's any questions from the board or the public, I think that's all I have to report.
Any questions, anyone? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on. Unfinished business, there is none at this time. New business, letter A, we've already taken care of that with the annual MS4 presentation and progress update from KLH Engineers. And letter B now, motion to approve the preliminary land development application for the Meadows Landing Plan residential development located along Landing Drive near US Route 19 in the R4 medium density residential zoning. They need a motion, please. I'll make that motion. Thank you. I need a second. I'll make the second. Okay, now we're open for discussion. You're on, you guys, okay? Meadows Landing, I think people are pretty aware of it. Not so much. I think I put it at the gas station. Speedway, yeah.
My name is Alberto Harkin from Gateway Engineers. We were here last month and received the subdivision approval for the preliminary application. And there's still some items for the land development approval. Since then, we've been in front of the planning commission with the plans. One of the things that I want to bring up is just the fact that one of the items that was brought up by TJ was we're utilizing some of the back portion that you see over here, this back portion of the clubhouse area.
Yeah.
That, whenever they did the rezoning a few years back, that was left as C2. So if you look at the plan here, this wedge right here was left as C2.
Yeah.
And then R4 was the rest of that lot plus a project.
Okay.
The PRD is allowed in an R4 district, not a C2 district. So we were trying to utilize that area as part of our open space area, our recreation area. We needed 2.5 acres. And this is about an acre here. And then we had an acre and a half in that other big field area that we were showing on our plans. So this area over here, remember that area?
I remember.
So one of the items is if we were going to try to use that other portion, it wasn't part of the PRD. So I think the best solution was just to go ahead and rezone
rezone this little portion here to be R4. So the entire parcel will now be R4.
Okay.
And we can add that area into our overall area. And it doesn't hurt the numbers, it actually makes it better because we have more area, less density. So I made that application for the rezoning and we'll be going in front of the planning commission on
November 6th.
November 6th, and then the hopefully December meeting with you guys.
Okay.
So that was one of the big items that we had to kind of take care of. The other item that we had talked about was, you know, the planning module got approved for the 396 units. We had some extra units. So TJ had a note on there saying that 51 of the units are not part of the final land. So I don't have that sheet on here, but we put that on the subdivision plan. We put that on our plans here. The other item was we're requesting a modification. If you guys may have done the plan, but this area here has the smaller units, so we're able to fit a couple of roads through here. One of the things the ordinance has is that intersecting roads have to be 200 feet apart from each other. If you look from this intersection here to this intersection here, we have 176 feet. We don't have the 250 feet.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And
Yeah.
then from over here to over here, we have 182, not 250. The planning commission has recommended approval for that.
Yeah.
So that was the only kind of two items I wanted to bring up was modifications and the rezoning. Everything else, excuse me, everything else in the plan is the same. The layout's still the same. Nothing has changed from the previous meetings I've been in front of you guys for.
Just to the roadways and the C2 part.
Yep. Those are the two items.
Mr. Maple?
Yeah.
Help us out here.
Well, I'm looking at some questions I believe that Mark Murphy, I guess, must have gave to you. Go ahead, you want to go over them?
Jeff, you want to address those? I forgot all about that. Go ahead.
Mark wasn't able to be here tonight. Mark and I met the other day, and went through the plans, and he had some concerns and some questions and some ideas. Number one, he wanted to make sure that the contractor does protect existing trees, and they are to remain in accordance with the tree protection requirements. And you must consult with an arborist where noted. So you're aware of that?
Yeah, there's existing buffer that we are not disturbing, tree
And
buffers.
any other trees too, so. On map C100 and C102, can we do anything with, and I'm quoting, open space parcel D, the 24.86 acres, such as a community gardens, walking trails, pavilion, fire pit, or dog pit? Can you show us what you're talking about that? No. That's map 100 and 102.
Yeah, so D is this is D over here. So right now, this area that we have here for open space parcel D, we're showing the 8.5 there for the, kind of level playground area there. And then, this area here, unfortunately, is already like that, kind of buried profile that was done from the previous.
I remember that.
developer.
I remember that.
And then the area up here is the area with the, archaeological site.
Right.
I had reached out to Christine Davis before, prior to a planning commission meeting, to see if we could even do any kind of trails or any kind of just natural stuff on there.
Mhm.
But the artifacts are so shallow there
Yeah.
that you punch in a hole for a bench or something, you could get something. So she said, absolutely don't touch that area. And this was the area where I was able to kind of get the most use of the terrain to cut and fill and create a balanced area.
Well, we were pretty much talking the area below that, right where you had your buffer there. Would it be possible to put another pavilion there, or a fire pit, or a dog park would be a nice amenity for your plan?
I think you might be able to do something there, like just very, very minimal on top of the natural trail. But again, this is the area also that just coal material was just placed
Right.
there.
Right.
I don't know what the compassion was, if it was something that's been just kind of dumped out there. So, but maybe natural, yeah, it could be natural.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm showing code minimum for this stuff, but I think NBR, they'll do some more trails, the HOA. I just kind of put what was required for your ordinance.
Okay, map 103, the access road for the stormwater ponds. And that access road, and it's pretty extensive, as you well know. Could it be stone with 2B and choked in with 1A, so it could be a walking trail? That's pretty that's a pretty long path.
My detail for the roads is to have them all be stone, so those will be accessible areas for residents.
Walkable stone. though.
Walkable, yeah, they'll be walkable, yeah.
Well, if you could include it in your plan, I think that would really be a nice amenity, another nice amenity for Meadows Landing.
Yeah, Mr. Morgan, those are things that for final land development, we'll have the details of our access road cross section.
Map, map 103, road 3. Cul-de-sac, which is, in our opinion, a little tight, but it follows plans. So could you?
Didn't we make all those 100 feet?
I made all those cul-de-sacs 100 feet.
That's more than the ordinance.
Hold on.
Sure.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, you're good. All the cul-de-sacs are good. All I want is no parking signs at the end of every cul-de-sac.
We can do
Not
that.
just the one on one of every cul-de-sac.
Hey, Mark, he said yes. Mark,
Okay.
he nodded his head, yeah.
You're good.
Okay, thanks.
On 103 and C101, can that have a nice landscape buffer area to screen off the recreation area from the houses?
So I'm talking the big flat area where you're gonna put like a football field. Can you just make sure that they're kind of buffered so that they don't see it and hear kids yelling and screaming?
I mean, we could look at that. I mean, what are your thoughts for that? And what kind of buffer? I mean, it's
Just some pine trees or some maple trees or some zelkovas or just some trees to buffer that area out from the people who live there.
I mean, it's something we can entertain, but I think to me, if I'm a family moving in there, I'm going to want to live with an open back to that rec area so I could see my kids playing back there. So I kind of look at it two different ways. I don't know how everybody else thinks about it, but I don't want to commit to that right now because that's a lot of money. And yeah, I think if it were me, because I have 4 kids, I would want it wide open so my kids could just walk out the back and I could see them.
C104, stormwater maintenance road again. If you would consider doing the same
Yeah,
thing
all
with
the- all
that,
the ponds will have
the
it,
walking trail.
Skip 7.
Skip 7, correct. C405, line 21, kind of conflicts with the ordinances. All earth and fill shall be placed in compacted layers not to exceed 9 inches thick. Our ordinance does call for 6 inches.
Yeah, we'll change it to be ordinance. It's fine. I'm not sure. I mean, that's in the NS plan. I'm not even sure where that is.
Truthfully, I don't know how you even do a 6-inch lift, to be honest with you, but that's fine. We'll make it comply. But when you're putting dirt in, like 6 inches
Yeah,
is
but
tough.
that's
And 405 again, it says fill material for embankments shall be free of roots or other woody vegetation, organic material, large stones, and other objectionable materials. The embankment shall be compacted with a minimum of 10-inch layers, lifts at 90-degree density, and our ordinance, I believe, calls for 95%.
That's fine. Yeah, and we do the density testing. Yep.
Okay, and we discussed the 15. I understand about, you went to the planning commission to make the adjustments to 176 and 182. Our ordinance does call for the 250-foot line of sight. So we would like to know if, since our line of sight was lessened, could you consider making that 15 miles an hour?
Sure. Yeah, I would say even maybe do something even different, make it like 18. So people ask why it's 18 and not 15 or 20 or 25.
Usually 25, aren't they?
They're usually 25.
Yeah.
But that
Well, I
doesn't,
think that follows the PennDOT regs. for-
that doesn't matter to us. Yeah, that's fine by us.
All right, well, here, I'll give you a copy of
Yeah,
that.
we got it right here.
Oh, you got- Okay, you got that good. So that's. Mark, was there anything else that you wanted to ask?
No, and I'm not, I appreciate you guys. I love everything you've done for us so far to make it, I'm just trying to make it a better plan that people want to move into your plan. How about that? And that's my goal.
Yeah, we appreciate that too. That's our goal too, is to have it be the cornerstone of Washington County, truthfully. I mean, how many other truly master plan communities that you know of that run up anywhere in that 19 core? There's nothing. This is going to be a truly master plan community with, beautiful amenities, rec facilities, clubhouse, pool. It's going to be a showpiece for the township.
And after what the neighborhood has put up with for the last 20 years and the consternation with the township and the residents, and how unfairly they've been treated, we're looking forward to this. But don't take this wrong, but I know of another development really that you could probably see from that development that uses the same engineer. And I don't know whether they just can't read or don't comprehend.
I'll tell you the difference, Mr. Bull. The difference is that developer lives in Florida. I grew up in the south of Pittsburgh. My ninth grade social studies teacher is sitting right there. He taught me to public speak, and now I'm doing it tonight. So I'm probably getting graded tonight on it again for the second time. No, Mr. Hines there was a Baldwin teacher, so we're local. So I mean, I think we're there.
But we learned our lesson.
And you learned your lesson, and you
So we're
have
not gonna let
things
stuff
implemented.
happen like it did
Correct.
before.
And that was the second one, and there won't be a third.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, please, and that's just do what you said you're gonna do and do the best job.
Let me ask you a question. Concerning those roadways, you want that, like a variance, for lack of better words,
Mhm.
distance. Besides the speed of it, would it be more prudent to put a like traffic calming device like rumble strips or something, or is that, what do you guys think?
Can't do that with the fuels.
No, you can, I guess.
You might be. Peters does it everywhere.
Yeah,
out
you
there,
can,
too.
but you gotta go through process.
Yeah.
All right, I just want to mention, TJ, you have anything to say about this at all?
Our office did review the land development application and the subdivision application. We prepared a first letter and a second letter that stated September 29th. Our recommendation to the planning commission at the beginning of the month was to consider approval of the preliminary only at this time. That's an important distinction. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done on these drawings, and I think Alberto.
We would agree. We would agree.
There's a lot of stormwater design that still needs to take place and a lot of utility work and so forth. And Alberto's response letter to our office's letter from last month was that a lot of those details will be provided during the final design. But we need to recognize tonight that this is a preliminary plan development. And our office would recommend approval of preliminary land development with a handful of conditions. The first being that they do rezone that parcel that they talked about from C2, I believe it is.
Correct.
The second would be that they commit to addressing all of the comments in our letter from September 29th, 2025. The third, they've already taken care of, they are showing us on their drawing where the 51 lots, which are not included in their current sewer drawing, so that we know those still require sewer. And the fourth would be that the supervisors approve the modification request for the lesser dimension.
Hey, TJ, you got those written down there someplace that we can get a copy? We're gonna make this part of the motion, okay? Mr. Maple, that's.
I would use those four items plus, again, pay the appropriate application fees and keep current the escrow amounts that are currently there. We have an escrow agreement, you understand that?
Correct, yes.
And a procedure. So those would be, you'd have 6 conditions, the 4 that TJ just said, pay the appropriate application fees, and also keep the escrow accounts current in terms of what's needed to be paid, because I've got one place I have another, it's not another municipality, it's like about, so I have to send 6 letters out, so those would be the 6 conditions, Mr. Weber.
I guess the only thing we'll add is pending approval of the preliminary. You're not going to see us for final for a little, for 2 months, because we're going to take our time to do the drawings. You'll see us for the rezone for that little parcel for the clubhouse.
Yeah.
But we'll be working on the final drawings to make sure we address all their comments and be back
Have you
likely
closed on the
January.
property yet?
No, once the approvals are in, we will close.
The final approval.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so is there a motion to grant?
We've made the motion a second one. I'm just worried about the amendments to it. I mean.
Well,
And the 6 things that we talked about. which
Okay.
TJ will- Dennis can write up his too, which the big one, Spanks's letter, September 2025.
Correct.
So, yeah, make that motion with those 6 things, and Dennis get his 2. TJ get us his 4, and Alberto is there, he's heard it, so he knows what we need.
Hey, Murph, hold on a second. We had the motion. Who made the original motion? Do you want to withdraw? Let Murphy make this motion?
Russ?
Okay, who made the second? I did? I withdraw. Okay. Let's move forward with Murphy's motion. I need a second on Mark's motion. A second. Thank you, Mr. Grego. Yeah, sure.
Are you gonna be able to see with the fire truck coming up there, see that the line of vision is not going to be the 250 that is required by the township? They're already asking for variances. So are you going to be able to see when you pull up in there with the fire truck, where they're putting, where that variance is at, is where all of those homes are at? They're one on top of another. Are you going to be able to see the fire truck around that?
I was gonna say, yeah, what's the elevation there? It's flat, correct? Yeah. Okay.
You can see from one end all the way across to the other end.
Yeah, with, I was gonna say, yeah, with the setback, yeah, we should be able, and especially the speed limit being what it would be.
One house catches on fire, they're all gonna go up there.
Well, those will be sprinkled, so that'll help substantially.
Well, they're not part of it.
Right.
Okay, once again, just remind us preliminary with the 6 restrictions there, so forth, suggestions. Okay, motion, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay. Letter C, motion to approve the final minor subdivision application for the Richardson subdivision 2 for property along Route 519, parcel ID number 600-009-00-00-0021-00 in South Strabane Township in the A1 Agricultural Zoning District and the I1 Light Industrial Zoning District. Need a motion, please. Thank you, Mr. Bonnie. Second. Thank you. Mr. Grego, second. Thank you. Now discussion. Do we have somebody here for that, or Mr. Kramer, somebody, you want to come up?
If I need, there's a questions or?
Come on up and tell us. I'd like to brief the public all the time. Let them know what's going on, you know?
I can do that.
Atta boy.
All right. Jay Richardson, I'm just trying to do the subdivision to settle my mother's estate. You know, she had property in South Strabane and Somerset, and this is just the South Strabane piece. It's just a simple subdivision, the home and 20 acres. Actual South Strabane piece is staying exactly the same, just going to be parceled. It's going to be deeded with another piece of this Somerset. And then the other third piece will be the piece that I'm going to keep because I have adjoining, adjoining property.
Anyone on the board have any questions? Thank you.
Sure. No questions?
That's all you had to do.
Oh, that was easy.
You just come up, put your best foot forward. That's it. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Letter D, motion to appoint supervisors George Rowan, Jeffrey Bull, the township manager, and the finance HR director to the collective bargaining negotiations panel for the Department of Public Works contract. Motion, please.
Mr. Chairman, if I could have a little discussion.
Well, no, you got to do the motion first, and then second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Rowan. Right now, go ahead, you got discussion.
If it's okay with the board, let's let George and myself and our finance and HR director, and then we can report back to the acting manager as needed. His plate's full now, and all right with you, or just the three of us will do it, and then she can report back to the either the new township manager or the acting manager.
Thank you for that, Jeff, but the two head guys that do that are you and George. Those two are not going to be negotiating. They're just part of the panel like we have done in the past. We always have a panel or an advisory group every time. And but you and George will solely be responsible for negotiations, okay?
We didn't want to have HR at the negotiation?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. All right. Okay, that's what we're gonna do then. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Letter E, motion to accept the minimum municipal obligation, MMO, for planned year 2026 for the fire, police, and non-uniform pension plans. Motion, please.
Make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Grego. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Rowland. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye. Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Letter F, motion approving a 2025 LSA application for improvements to the intersection of Berry Road and Manifold Road. Motion, please. I'll make that motion. Need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Grego. Any discussion?
Just real quick, I mean, this needs done. We've done the studies. It's a safety hazard. It's never going to get any better. It's been that way for 100 years. It's never going to get any better until something is done. We're asking for $500,000, and then we have agreed to provide a match. And I understand that we're going to match it with the general fund doesn't have $500,000 in it spare. And correct me if I'm wrong, the traffic impact fund says 0 in it, even though.
35.
Good.
35.
35, okay, all right. So, and we hope to take in from some of the developments, but we don't have them yet. We don't have any commitments yet. We don't have any permits out yet. And or investments, and I don't think we have near that much money in our investments. I guess, and we say with other state and federal grants, are we in a position to put in a state LSA fund for this project for this year?
The direction that we had from the board was to go for stormwater management this year. But if we are awarded this LSA grant, we would have the opportunity to go for the state next year. We have a period of 3 years to spend the funds. Once we have matching funds, our potential for PennDOT and other grants is much increased.
Well, the easiest way to offend somebody giving you money is to not accept it. And, you know, I agree with everything. I agree in principle and everything, but you know, we just can't magically make $500,000 a year, which is a matching run. And even though they don't require a matching run, they're much likely to approve it with a matching grant.
Thank you, Mr. Bull. Keep in mind, this is merely an application, doesn't guarantee we're going to get it. And the deadline is tomorrow at 4:05 PM or something like that, right? 4 PM. I think you messed up 5 minutes there.
And as we've done with other projects in the past, we have the opportunity to write an amendment if we had to change this or only do a portion of the project.
Right. That's true. Okay, all those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Let's have a roll call vote there, Mr. Kramer.
Mr. Grego?
Aye.
Mr. Rowan?
Aye.
Mr. Weber?
Aye. I'm always last. Always the chairman's last. Mr. Bull?
Aye.
Mr. Murphy?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. Thank you, everyone. Letter G, resolution to support a 2025 LSA application by South Bend Fire Department for the repair of critical stormwater infrastructure underneath the parking lot at Station 44-2 Oak Spring Road. Motion, please.
Make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Need a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Bull. Any discussion on it? All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Letter H, resolution to support and sponsor a 2025 LSA application by Epicenter at Tanger for the construction of a multi-use athletic facility. Motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Need a second? I'll make the second. Any discussion? Mr. Kramer, how about defining this a little bit better? We're maybe giving a letter of support. Is that what we're doing here?
Correct. We were approached by Epicenter requesting a letter of support and sponsorship for their application. They are unable to apply as a private entity. We reached out to the redevelopment authority for more information, and they confirmed that we would have no liability or requirements for this other than as a sponsor of this application. Additionally, us sponsoring their application should not affect our potential at LSA grants for the township projects that have been listed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's going to cost us a dime, okay? This is all we're doing, letter of support. Okay, all those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Well, yeah, can I,
Yeah, we're still on discussion. Go ahead.
we're going letter of support.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And sponsor. I want you to know that.
I don't like the, do we have to put sponsor in there?
We do.
Yeah, we have to, Mark.
So what does sponsor
In other words, go ahead, Mr. Crane, we got to say it.
Technically, we have to sponsor their application, any entity that is not a nonprofit or a government entity. So the fire department, for example, is applying as itself a nonprofit entity. Therefore, all we have to do is provide a letter of support. But because this is a for-profit establishment, it would require us as a sponsor.
Okay, there you are, Mark. You hear it?
Yeah, no, I very well understand what we're
Okay,
doing.
we're still okay here, so. Go ahead, George, you want to say?
So correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't the same thing done with the county commissioners? Didn't they ask for $5 million from the county commissioners? And the county commissioners turned them down, correct?
Yeah, you're not gonna get any money from us. I'll tell you that. Go ahead, speak up.
James Mendelson speaking for Epicenter.
Are you with the epicenter?
I am, yes.
I didn't know you were here. Get over here. I didn't know that.
So we're building a $20 million facility at the Tanger outlets. It's going to bring about 500,000 people to South Strabane every single year. It's going to be hosting tournaments of basketball, volleyball, pickleball. It's going to have an event space, restaurant, bar. So it's a large project. And so we need some support. $5 million was not the number. It's a lesser number from that, and that we did not ask. It was not turned down. We've already gotten some monies from RCAP, and so we need to get a little bit of grant money to make this a world-class facility. We can build this with nuts and bolts and make it nice, but if we want to make this something that's going to really draw people to Washington County, we've asked the government to support it, and the government's very amenable to support it, but it's been in bits and pieces. They say you can't go get $2 million, $3 million a year, but you might be able to carve out a couple $100,000 every year to get to the numbers that you need. And this is just another one of these numbers that we have to reach to get to the number that we can do to build this thing the right way. And so we as a profit cannot do this, and that cannot ask for money. So we had asked the redevelopment authority to sponsor this, and they said they're not sponsoring any LSA grants this year. And they said the best thing to do would be reach out to South Strabane. There's no risk to you. It's no anything negative to you.
Hold right there. Say it again. No money from us.
No money from you.
No, you're not even gonna ask.
Not even for that. No money from you. No money. No asking money from you. No anything from you.
Hey, Jolie, make sure you get that recorded, okay?
No question. Trust me when I tell you that. We're not asking for anything from the municipality.
Very good.
So basically, we just need your help to help us push through this grant that allow us to get this.
I understand what
facility
you're
built.
doing. I clearly understand.
So there's no outlay from the government at all, no risk for you, no liability from you at all. It's just a letter of support and a sponsorship so that when the LSA hopefully gives us a grant, it'll pass through you.
I'm gonna ask you a question though. Is this
Yes,
gonna happen?
Yes.
You
So we're
feel pretty-
finalizing the leases. It's been taking us a year to negotiate a lease with Tanger. Originally, we were gonna buy it, and they decided it wasn't the best interest of Tanger to buy it.
So folks, that's, you probably aware of this, but it's up by Tanger outlets. That's where the area is gonna be.
Yeah,
Put this
we
in.
we have Megan from Tanger who can validate all this information here. And then we're finalizing the leases right now. We want our third red line copy. If everything works out well, we should have a lease by the end of November. We'll take control of the property and then we'll move forward. And if everything works well, we get a shovel in the ground spring.
What's your chart?
It's a little summary of the benefits of the project to the community, to the Washington County. And you know, I'm a retired teacher and coach. There's a process that our team is committed to, that we're going to do what we say what we do, prove it. It's an obligation that we have to all of you. Benefits are absolutely phenomenal.
No, when you first presented it, it's an excellent idea. There's no doubt about it. That recreational area is good. What else is going to go up there though, by the way?
So there'll be 8 basketball, volleyball courts, 15 indoor pickleball courts. We'll have a restaurant, bar, entertainment center, about 25,000 square feet, golf simulators, other entertainment games, have an outdoor dining area, possibly have summer concert series, things like that, just to build the community, bring some people down from other areas. We expect to bring between Tanger did their own study and said we expect to bring between 550 and 600,000 people. to the community in a given year. And we suspect that we'll lease out probably close to 25,000 hotel rooms in a given
You
year.
gonna build a hotel too?
No, but if we need to, we will.
Oh,
But,
okay.
you know, we figure it'd be about 400 to 500 hotel rooms every weekend for the year because of basketball, volleyball, pickleball events.
Okay, I got you.
So.
What else? You have anything else to add?
Well, a member of our team actually has owned, operating a facility, King of Prussia, did a tourism study, and it generated $30 million in tourism revenue per year. So the economic development, tourism revenue benefits the kids and families. That's off the chart.
Okay, anything else? Any board members have any questions?
Yeah, I agree in principle with everything you want to do, but you know, the taxpayers of South Strabane Township and the taxpayers of Trinity Area School District have subsidized that entire development up there by giving them 80% off their taxes for 20 years. I think the taxpayers have been generous enough, and that I have a problem with tax dollars, regardless of the original, where it originates, it's still a tax. It's a tax on the people that go out there and gamble. I have a problem with the taxpayers supporting private business. That unlevels the playing field, and I have a problem with that. But I think it's a great thing, and I wish you the best of luck.
Just to respond to that, we have nothing to do with what Tanger got. That's between Tanger and South Strabane, and we've not asked you for any of those type of things for our project at all. We expect to pay full property taxes. It's in our business plan, and we'll expect to pay full property taxes. We expect to hire between 75 and 100 people.
Full-time?
40 full-time and another 40 to 60 part-time. So it's a big undertaking. We'll have, when you're housing 500,000 people a year there, you gotta hire a lot of people to take care of them. So we're bringing a great benefit here. We can cut out a lot of things that will cut out a lot of employees, but we'd like to make this a world-class facility where people are going to travel around the country to make this work. So we're asking for a little bit of help. It's not the taxpayers' dollars that are coming to us. The taxpayers are basically lending us the money to build this so that they'll get paid back many times over in the taxes that we're going to bring back into the community.
Hey, Mark. You want to ask your question again? High impact, low impact?
No, it's definitely high impact, and one of my, we already approved all this, so it
Right.
doesn't matter, but
Right.
it is high impact. One of my other questions would be, and probably the pickleball would be adults, but your basketball is gonna be youth sports, I would assume. And I've dealt with youth sports all my life, and they've changed immensely. Are you guys gonna have security in there?
Yes, we will.
Because we have fights.
No, we have security. We have security in our business plan at all times, at least 2 at all times, and when the kids programs are in play, and 4 at least when the tournaments will be there. That's also additional work for our off-duty police officers to come in, make additional revenues, support the program, the fire, additional program for them as well. So we'll take care of this the best way we know how. To the top level, that there'll be no issues, because obviously fights don't benefit our world as well.
No.
I appreciate that, but we already approved it. You guys didn't have to, but I appreciate that.
How much RCAP money did you get?
800,000. So it's a
There's
$20 million project.
Another response to your question as a retired teacher and coach, and I think it's extremely important. My commitment to the project is a youth leadership academy, desperately needed within our school districts today. I wrote and implemented a leadership curriculum at Baldwin High School, had a very, very successful coaching career. And my commitment to this project is to bring to you that leadership and life skill component through activities, all kinds of camps, clinics, bringing the schools into the epicenter, having all kinds of programming centered around leadership and life skills. And as a little bit of a background, I'm a co-founder of a nonprofit organization called Family Ties. And we were committed to youth development and environmental conservation through fly fishing, took kids and families on dream trips to Montana, fly fishing, and trained young people to be a significant part of major events in Washington, D.C., presenting to senators, congressmen, and staff.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend, I was in education for 32 years. I support stuff like that.
Thank you.
Anything you do for youth, I'm all for it.
That's why I'm here personally.
What'd you coach, by the way?
Started with wrestling, volleyball, basketball, softball, football, college at Duquesne.
How'd you do at wrestling?
I never wrestled in my life, but I know Washington County is a hotbed for wrestling.
Okay.
We'll also be able to house wrestling components at our facility as well for tournaments, things like that.
Okay, I got you.
He's a Hall of Fame coach, I do have to say.
Oh, is that right? Oh, yeah, congratulations. Congratulations. Okay.
My
good.
dad's
Oh, it's your father, okay. He's a Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Famer to you. There's no doubt about that, yeah. Okay, any other questions? George, you have a question?
So you're saying that I was wrong about the county commissioners asking?
That is correct. We never asked them for $5 million. We told them we had a certain amount of money that we would need to build this. We said where we got it from was impactful, but we did not go out and directly say to the county commissioners, we need $5 million from you. We said we need to get probably around $4 million. Originally, we said 5 to 6. You're right. They did say that, but it wasn't from the county commissioners. And it wasn't only from the county. It was from the state, from all the agencies around that could possibly put it together. But we're the lesser number than that now. And it wasn't coming from the county.
How much is the business putting up for this?
So we have $6 million of our own money into it. We'll borrow about 10. And we need probably between 3 and 4 in overall funding to make this a world-class facility.
Okay, very good. We have a motion on the floor, second, and all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Take a roll call vote, Mr. Kramer.
Mr. Grego. Mr. Rowan.
No.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Mr. Bull.
No.
And Mr. Weber.
Yes, motion doesn't carry, 3-2.
Thank you.
All right, motion approving the 2026 preliminary budget. Need a motion, please. Thanks, Mr. Grego. Second, please. I'll second the motion. And discussion. Anyone have any discussion on the budget that we worked on?
Discussion I would have is I would like Zach Morgan's comments. How should I say it? Addressed. I think they were all bogus, but I think they need addressed. How about that?
I left the paper asking for.
Okay.
I have stored.
Zach, I'll tell you what, Zach, come in one day and come on into the office one day, give it a ring, come on in, we'll show everything to you. You came to the budget meetings. Yeah, I thought so. I thought you were there. Weren't you there? Well, we'll give you. You come in, you come in, we'll give you answers, buddy. We'll give you answers. Okay. Okay, any other discussion?
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
mean, let's face reality here. Our lease payment for police equipment, road department equipment, and fire equipment, and this doesn't count the handheld stuff. Our next year, going to be $452,935. That's a lot of money. They've gone up since 2024. They will have gone up $212,263. That's a lot of money. I mean, the township got in dire straits several years ago, and they started leasing everything. And we've got to get to the point where this has to stop, and it has to stop now. And I understand you did what you did in the past, but you know, this needs addressed. And I asked tonight, rather than us do for Berry Road, could we get an LSA grant to put $500 million down on the fire truck? You know, the fire truck that we're purchasing, if we pay it off when the balloon payments due, this township, you taxpayers, are going to pay $500,000 finance charges. $500,000. You know, I have to ask the question. I wasn't here when it was bought. You know, 2 supervisors voted against it. And I have to ask the question, why didn't we apply for LSA money for this before we got it? It's too late now. We've already signed the finance papers. The purchase order's been drawn, but why didn't we do this before? Why didn't we apply to state LSA to try to cover some of this? You know, and the taxpayers, in my opinion.
Mr. Bull, past history, okay, it's over with.
Well, you know what? You learn from history, Mr. Weber.
I know you want to discuss it, but it's past, it's over. We're not gonna talk about that. We'll talk about this present budget now, and whether we're gonna approve or not approve it. That's the
Our
motion.
finance director works her butt off to try to get this township back in good financial shape.
She's doing a good job.
And every year, we manage to make it more difficult.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor of approving the 2026 preliminary budget? And keep in mind, folks, this is only preliminary. It's gonna be 28 displayed. If you have objections, like Zach does, you come in and question it, feel free to do so. And then in November, that's when we're gonna give you final approval. So it's still open for questioning and so forth. So don't feel like you're shut out by this vote tonight. All we're doing is voting on the preliminary budget to get it in gear. Let's have a roll call vote there, Mr. Kramer.
Mr.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Rowan,
No.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Bull,
No.
Mr. Weber.
Oh, yes. Motion passes 3-2. Okay, letter J. Motion to approve the hiring of part-time firefighters to fill vacancy. You want to just give a briefing on that, Mr. Kramer?
Yeah, absolutely. We have about 3 part-time firefighters that aren't fulfilling their obligations as far as availability and time requirements. Additionally, we had a full-time firefighter that was recently in a critical accident and will not be returning to work for several months while he hopefully heals. So this motion is to hire 3 part-time
Why don't you
firefighters.
just stop there and explain what happened to that firefighter?
Yeah, we had one of our full-time firefighters last week was involved in a head-on collision in Monroeville that has left him very seriously injured. He is slowly progressing, but there is a very long road of recovery ahead for him. So that's kind of where that stands right now.
What did you, of late, did you talk today, find anything today? Or?
Yeah, I'd rather not share too many personal medical.
All right, I got you. Is he progressing? Yeah. Is he progressing?
He is progressing.
Okay, good. That's good news. Okay, go ahead. You want to finish? I interrupt you there.
Yep. So this would be to hire the next 3 firefighters on the testing list from the previous testing that was completed in April of this year.
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Letter K, resolution approving an LSA application for the installation of traffic cameras in the area of Oak Spring and Manifold Roads. Hey, Chief, I'm surprised that you showed up here. You had a big meeting tonight. Do you want to speak to this a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, let the people know what's going on.
This is to apply for grant funding to expand our traffic camera network, very successful network. With the raising of the mall, the development that's coming with it, and with the county and state interest in that project, I thought it was a good time to apply for the LSA funds to sort of get cameras in that area for that development.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, did we have a motion on that? Let's have a motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Second, Mr. Rowe, thank you. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Motion to adjourn, Mr. Murphy, you want to make it?
Yeah, but I would just like to say one thing, like, we did have, I don't understand why we have meetings on October 6th, 7th, and 15th for the budget meeting, and we were all in favor of it. The supervisors that voted no want to open it back up, if we let us know or discuss more, but no, I'm good, make the motion, I just don't understand why all of a sudden we changed minds.
I agree, Mr. Murphy. We thought we were in, but that's the way it goes. Yeah, how about a motion to adjourn, please?
All right.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor of adjournment, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Hey, thanks, everybody. Appreciate your attendance.
Murph, we